Good morning, it's MaryEllen from the channel MaryEllen After 60. And this isn't one of my regular skincare videos. Today I'm doing a collaboration with one of my very favorite people that I have ever watched on YouTube, and her name is Carol. And the name of her channel is The Old Carol Show. I watched her long before I started making videos. And she's the person I consider magical. She is beautiful. She is a few years older than me, but you never would know it. she really, she looks great. She is, well, you're just going to have to watch her. I'm going to put a link to her collaboration video below because just like Colleen, I know you will like her. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead. The name of our collaboration is Anti-Aging Skincare for People Above 60. And I think this isn't just necessarily for people above 60. My skincare, I think, is from 40 on. I really do. Before I get started, I'm going to actually show you how I apply the products. And I'm going to do my nighttime routine first. But what I want to say is I don't use makeup removers, I don't use toners, I don't use masks. There's a lot of things that I don't use. So whatever I show you is exactly what I use. And I'm going to go ahead and do my nighttime routine first because it's a little bit, it's just real easy. I still use the Philosophy Purity Made Simple. I stocked up on it a few years ago. The bottles are sealed. I've opened my second to the last bottle, and I've never found anything that I like better. This takes off all my makeup. The only time I ever use anything, and I haven't for a year, is if I would ever wear waterproof mascara, I would use the coconut oil. But I don't use waterproof mascara. The only thing that this may not take off is the eyebrows. When I use my It Cosmetics Build-A-Brow, that is actually a stain, and it doesn't bother me if my eyebrows aren't perfectly, they're clean, they're nothing's on them today, but that is the only thing that this won't take off. And I use a very small amount. I use less than that amount, and I just use water. And one of my favorite things that I talked about many times on here are my wristbands. I used to use stretchy headbands when I was a teenager, and like this one is my pantyhose. I just wrap up pantyhose and put it in my wrist so when I splash water on my face, it doesn't go up my arms. So after I've cleansed my face, I probably wait 15 minutes. And remember, anybody that's watching this that isn't familiar with Retin-A, you really do start gradually. And I do have a playlist of videos, and anytime I mention a certain something, I will put a link to it below, and I'll just say this is about whatever. But you really need to do your research because in the United States, Retin-A is a prescription drug. I worked up to using the 0.1% tretinoin gel, and I prefer the gel over the cream. And I will show you exactly how much I use. Not sure if you can see that. It's spread, and it's not even a pea size. And here's how I apply it. I just take my fingertips, and I'm going to use, and I pat in there, and I just pat it on all over my face, that little tiny small amount. And then I just start working it in. I really try to avoid this area right here. And also, a lot of people say avoid the nose, but it has not bothered me. So, and then I go to bed. But there's also one more step. I will put my neck and forehead video below. I started using the cacao oil on my neck because my neck is really sensitive. It's much more sensitive than my face. And I used that for a while, and then I started rotating the 0.025% Retin-A one night and then the cacao oil on the other, and my neck really is getting a lot better. So that's all I do at night. I will tell you something I forgot. After I put on all my Retin-A, if there's anything left in my fingertips, I pat it on my eyebrows. I do. And it migrates to this area right here. I just washed that off my face because it isn't nighttime. So I did wash it off my face, and my face doesn't usually look red, but it looks really red right now because I really tried to get it off. I cleanse my face in the morning, and I either use just a wet washcloth or a pretty well highly diluted Purity Made Simple. And this is the bottle I use out of the most. And I put just a little bit on my skin and then wash it off with a washcloth. And then I go to my refrigerator. I think Lady W told me, Wanda, that she just keeps her vitamin C in the refrigerator. And I used to take half of it out, but I don't anymore. I just walk from the bathroom into the kitchen. I open my refrigerator. I pull this out. I have all sorts of notations in it. And I use 4 drops is all I use. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4. I put it in my palm. I'm going to put my palm on my face. And I'll just pat it all around. I don't have brown spots, so I don't yet. I know I'll get them, and that's okay. But anyway, I don't know anything about it's supposed to lighten them. It has lightened this birthmark, not birthmark, this cauterization mark that I had. It used to be much darker. I had that since I was 4 years old. My next step, I go right into the Eye Concentrate by Timeless, and I try to get a half a pump. And I didn't this time. I got way too much. And I just put it around my eyes. Pat it. And then I use 4 drops of hyaluronic acid. And this is the only, besides my CC Plus cream, this is the only, I don't use any moisturizer, night cream, any of that stuff. And I don't have any rhyme or reason why I'm doing this. I just started experimenting 2 years ago with what worked for me. Now I can put this on my neck. And right after that, I will just go do whatever I need to do. And before I go outside at some point in the morning, I will apply my CC Plus cream. It has a 50 SPF physical sunscreen. It also works as a moisturizer and a primer. So that's all I put on my skin, and I did do a video on how I apply it. I like to take a washcloth and just go over my face and then proceed with the CC Plus cream, and I spread it with my fingers. I think that's all I do. Now, what I do that's extra, I use very few products, but once every other Sunday, I will use the Shiseido razor, and I will just get all the fuzz off my face is basically what it is. And it also exfoliates. So I do that every other Sunday, and the Sunday that I don't, I use the smoothie peeling jam. Love this. I'm still on my original one I purchased 2 years ago. I use a little spoon to remove the tiny amount I need, and it is very effective. Once or twice a week, I do use my Clarisonic, depending on how much peeling I'm doing. But I don't put the brush right on my face. I just put it close to my face, and I let the little bit of the jets clean my skin. And if it touches, it's no big deal. If I have a spot that's difficult, I might put it on it, but I don't, as a rule, I don't put it over my face. It's important to clean your Clarisonics. You know, take the brush head off. I squirt some water in I rinse it under water, then I put some dial soap, and I just rinse it out, turn it upside down, and I wash my brush. And of course, I don't replace my brushes every 3 months because I don't use it that often. I probably wash my brush with dial soap every other time I use it. So that's what I do. I don't know how long ago it was I started using the Derma roller on my lips, and I will link that video below. I do that once a week, and I put 1 drop of the Matrixyl 3000 from Timeless. All of my skincare, with the exception of the cacao oil, is from Timeless, and of course the Retin-A. Something also I've been experimenting with the Benigma, and I'll link that below, but I use that on this half of my forehead. It was much worse because I used to wear bangs that covered it, and I'm a slacker, and I didn't always use morning skincare on my forehead. I started at 57 with the Philosophy skincare system, changed over when I was almost 61. So I hope you learned something from this, and I just know you're going to go over and check out my friend Carol, and I think you'll find her as magical as I do. It is all good. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. I hope you're not bored with my skincare. So again, it is all good, and I will see you in my next video.